design the district, but we will attract students back into SAISD. And we're very excited about this opportunity to be a part of this effort, and we think it's going to be very successful. So as we go from, as I've been talking to people, evolving our district back to what we think is the top school district in the city, is when we look at these different programs that have a Health Careers High School downtown area, you know, and SAISD is a part of that, which puts SAISD back on the map. When we have people move to the city from different areas of the country, I come to find out that SAISD is not on the map at all. A lot of people, I would say realtors, you know, put North Side, Northeast District on the map, and you know, as San Antonio School District goes, so does the city of San Antonio. It's synonymous. The two are synonymous with one another. So when we have good programs and we have good facilities and we got this magnificent going on, it spells nothing but success. So we're very excited to be a part of this effort. Like Dr. Duran said, you know, it's urgent at this point now that we start seeing some action, that we start making this Health Careers High School a reality. So on behalf of the board, I just think, you know, it's time to move and we're ready to go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, I understand that Doug Sellers and Tom Lopez are part of this committee that is chaired by Olga. Some time ago, I was privileged to go to an event we hate to go to, but we must because it's the real world we live in, and that was a funeral for Dr. Jimenez's father at St. Agnes over here. And as I left the church, he has, of course, how many sisters do you have?
11.
11 sisters?
12.
So you can't even count them all. But
the response is no más.
No más?
No color TVs in the house.
But I couldn't help. I was touched by, of course, you know, when you have such a big family, there's plenty to go around for everybody. But I was touched by seeing Robert and his brother Jose sitting together by themselves in the limousine, waiting for the crowd, you know, the crowd to come out of the church, and I just got the sense that they were, you know, reminiscing and thinking about, you know, their family and their upbringing, their neighborhood, and what all of it meant to us. So it's not a surprise that we have a champion for the Robert B. Greene and all good things for Central City in Dr. Jimenez. And so, Dr. Jimenez, you're on.
Thank you. Thank you for that nice tribute to my dad. He was 92 when he passed away. We grew up with Dr. Orozco's family, and so my dad and Charlie and all his family were very close. It was quite an event. We were very privileged to have the mayor and everybody else there.
Yeah.
For this great old man that spent his life working for the city. He was one of the founders of the union at Kelly Air Force Base. As you remember, Senator, it was a big fight. A lot of people were not aware that the only jobs that were available to us at Kelly in those days were janitor jobs. And it was a struggle to get justice there. And the senator can tell you the role that Kelly played in the development of the Mexican-American middle class. I wish that historians would write about it, how it catapulted us to the middle class, and were able to families to afford to send us to school. But anyway, I'm just going to take a few minutes to acquaint you and Ira Smith, who's head of the operations committee of the board, who is largely responsible for much of the building programs that are going to be taking place in the district. As you all know, Commissioners Court stuck their neck out in a very complicated, difficult, controversial decision, and we're both grateful to the Express News because we thought they were going to butcher us, but actually they came out all out in support of what the commissioners decided to do. And just think about it. They had a choice to put this on the agenda and send it to the voters. But there were other major areas that the voters were going to be faced with, especially infrastructure bonds. And the city had its bonds. And And so Commissioners Court said there's no way that we can go to the voters now with this massive program and hit them, you know, that they're going to have to deal with the city bonds and more county bonds for a variety of things. And they elected to do something that Judge Blair Reeves did when, and I don't know if you were aware, that the medical center, the voters turned it down. Mind you, they turned it down.
That's right.
And Judge Blair Reeves and Commissioners Court said, we're going to go against the voters. And they brought out certificates of obligation, which they have the authority to do. And in this case, they said to the voters, and the Express News championed the cause, we don't have the time, because for every day that we delayed this project, Commissioners, you remember, $100,000 a day was going to cost the taxpayers of Bexar County. And we went to the voters, it would be a year and a half down the line. So count that. So all the money we would be able to raise from the voters would be, half of it would be gone just on inflation and a variety of things. So they decided to go ahead, which means that they had to raise taxes, which means that they got to be reelected. And that was a very painful, difficult decision. But they were courageous, and they did it. We got certificates of obligation. We went to New York, and were able to get $9,600,000, the largest investment that's ever been made in the history of Bexar County. Recently, BAMSI got $1 billion from the federal government, which is about what the county is pouring in. And Dallas is pouring in about $900 million. And that's a big, wealthy county. So you can just imagine what the voters decided to do. And there were no protests, no demonstrations, not even from the tax people, you know, the ones that raise holy hell when they try to raise taxes. It was unanimous support clear across the county for the $9,600,000. What does that mean? We were able to carve out over $300 million for the downtown campus. But think about it, $300 million in new construction there. Mr. Greehey and the Haven for Hope have already raised $48 million for the Haven for Hope, 240 units for drugs and the homeless, etc. That's right in that campus. We just finished, and Ara can tell you, a state-of-the-science imaging center.
Yes.
For the entire inner city to serve the east side, south side, and west side. State-of-the-art, cost millions of dollars so that anybody from the inner city can get their mammograms and sophisticated radiologic studies, and they don't have to be on a 3-month waiting list to get to the Hill anymore. There is, what, about a 2-hour or something like that waiting time?
Yes. That's right.
From the time they leave the surrounding clinic to the Robert B. Greene, and they get their imaging and they're sent back within 2 hours. And they're read right there on the spot. The whole mental health of Bexar County will be moving to the center. Half of it is already there. You're going to have all the mental health services for the entire county located at the Robert B. Greene. $52 million worth, you know, of services with new construction as well that's going to happen at Robert B. Greene. The courts in the county are going to have their diversion courts there with the judges, and then they now have small courts that are being used temporarily, but they have a whole court structure of drug diversion and a variety of other diversions. The juvenile courts, and so will be there, located there. Social services for the county will be located there. CPS will be located there. And it goes on and on and on. That will become a major, major medical, social service, human service center. Probably the largest of any city in the entire country. All under one umbrella and one roof. Just imagine to have a high school right next to it. And those campuses are already linked. If you walk out of the football field at Tech, you know, all covered, you know, by the highways right in front of the Fine Silver building, and all you need is a little bridge across the highway.